This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Was Boadu TV CD, Yamamunya Kaba. Yo, my intimacy for Adom Otchere, Akache. Na when you say Captain Smart call, one more man suspension. Na Obian Shedanka suspension on the entire Captain Smart call suspension. Now, Adom Otchere, I reveal the entire Captain Smart a call a suspension. What I say. Now was a captain no ya or can some ya too much captain can some ya too much. And you know combitina or more a man suspension. We no sin chenya. So for be a prophet could see appear. Ya, poor could see appear. Or say Bawumia be winya ban flat. In the end, this if we campaign on Bawumia be winya ban flat or ma prophecy upon prophecy ninato. Or see this year a Bawumia fit. Mokosoro ba from Bawumia will win flat. Prophet asimo kan no woni Adom Otchere de din shema ya wodi nseme tuga na yenhwe captain de nam so mo suspend no ene Bawumia prophet HSA obedi nkunimo afi ya bato no emo.
The young people are calling for politics that are not insulting. Let's compete on ideas. And even if politicians do that, we can query them. But when it's coming from media, that's very, very serious. Because as the fourth estate of the realm, we will be doing the querying of politicians. Good evening to Captain Smart and Bobie, the two accused persons in this matter. Captain Smart's video was there. Bobie has already been found by a research done by a civil society organization, that this program is full of insults and unsubstantiated allegations. As for the insults, yeah, that's bad. But then when they say a journalist and your program is full of unsubstantiated allegations, that's really terrible. Very, very bad. If you're a BBC journalist, they will not talk to you again. They'll take you out. You can't be a journalist and they tell you that your work, your narrative is full of unsubstantiated allegations. That the thing you say is either unsubstantiated allegations or it is insults. That's the lowest that any journalist can get. And we don't wish that for any journalist. Let's up our game. Because young people want to become journalists. You saw the video. Look at the young girl. She wants to become a journalist. But what is this? You come on the decision and say if you vote for somebody and then they say something horrible on television. Television. You can do that on television. Early in the morning, you do that on television. That if somebody votes for somebody, I mean, a politician can say that vote for me and don't vote for him. But a journalist cannot say, a journalist can also say that vote for this person because of that. Don't vote for this person because of that. But you can't say that anyone who has decided to vote in a certain way, you can't say those things. I don't know how people see this and they just smile and it's okay because of the political party he mentioned. And people who sit on radio and they are told by a civil society organization that most of the things you say are either insults or they are unsubstantiated allegations. Do you want your children to watch that and say that their father is a journalist and they want to be a journalist? A lot of these people are older and so they have children. Do you want your children to watch that you are kind of doing this perfectly? Your child is doing Google and Googles you and reads about you and they say that your work as a journalist is unsubstantiated allegations. You can be attacked as a journalist anyhow, any way, any form. A footballer can be attacked, a lawyer can be attacked. And I mean verbal attack on internet. Somebody can say this lawyer is this and that. Yes, that's all that is fine. But if a civil society organization doing work comes out to say that your work is either full of insults or unsubstantiated allegations, that's when you should be crying. If you have any sense of responsibility as a journalist, or you just call yourself as a journalist because Ghana, they open the radio, everybody can have radio and everybody can sit down and talk. And so you just use the term journalism because you are talking on radio. No, that's not how it works. I mean, well, Kojanka told me that for Captain Smart's comments, he had been suspended from TV3. I don't know how long he was suspended, but that is what the chairman of the board told me, and I believe him, that TV3 are taking a decision to suspend him. I'm sure he's back on the suspension. He has learned his lesson. Okay, we leave that story. Let's now go to the politics of today. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia has been campaigning ferociously. Yesterday I met somebody who was telling me about the polls they are doing. And they say that in polling Bawumia, you will see that almost every week he's increasing in his territory. Almost every week that you poll Bawumia, he has increased in his territory. So if you poll him last week, and you're looking at Ashanti region and he had 32%, you poll him this week, he's on 36, next week he's on 42, every week. And they are beginning to think that any poll that is done in November, if the trajectory continues, Muhammadu Bawumia is looking very, very good in terms of approaching December 7th. Well, in the tree, in there, this is how passionate people are about politics. And that is why the people who do the politics should know that is something that catches people's passion. So let's do it in a certain way. Let's select great people to do politics. Let's stop the insulting, the shouting. Journalists especially, that's the most embarrassing part. Look at how people spend their time, stop their work and hide in trees just to catch a glimpse of the politician. This means that democracy is an acceptable way of governance to people. Everybody is excited about the prospect of an election, the prospect of voting for or voting against somebody. Everybody's excited about it. That's what it means to say that democracy is taking roots in Ghana. And that's the only way we can do it. When we can have Kabima Minkebi, as they say, abine, or that's how it works. When the institutions of state are beginning to show some strength, the parliament, the legislature is beginning to show some strength. The judiciary has been a fantastic bulwark of our democracy since 1992. No other institution has protected this democracy than the judiciary. Kudos to all our Lord Justices. They have done such an excellent job in sitting where they are, standing firm and protecting the interest of the nation through judicial processes. And that's what we need to do. That's what we need to continue. Very, 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 very interesting. This, I believe, is Hotoji. He's speaking to his people at Central Tongue. Again, the branding is very good. Political suits with NDC stripes in there. Really, really nice. And here, this is where they are. Still in the Volta region, I believe. Some photographs of John Dramani Mahama's campaign. John Mahama lifting up the hands of Mr. Hutoji, who is going to be elected, as they all hope, the MP for Central Tongue. Now, this, I believe, is the traditional authority reading his welcome speech. The speech to welcome John Dramani Mahama. More photos of the traditional authority. John Dramani Mahama and Julius Debra is in there. Oh, I've not seen him in such a long time. Wafa Julius, how are you doing? Julius Debra is by the side of John Dramani Mahama, and President Mahama is scripting something in preparation to deliver an address to the people. Joshua Alabi, how are you? You know, Joshua Alabi and Sambru Butler. I was going to be the referee for their boxing match. Do you remember that video in 2019 where Joshua Alabi showed himself in the gym and he was punching the punching bag, the one that as children we used to go and watch Azuma Nelson at State House doing back in the day. Joshua Alabi was punching that, and Sambru Butler did a video. These are great. I mean, the great side of the NDC, I have to say, Sambru Butler, very, very intelligent man, great brain, sophisticated guy. Sambru Butler, if you are watching, good evening, and thank you very much for your time in support and in the service of Ghana. He used to be the Central Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress. Sam and Joshua Alabi have a great relationship, and Sambru Butler did a video and said that he was going to beat up Joshua Alabi. I'm not sure how he was going to do that, and I was hoping to be the referee for that match. Joshua Alabi here in the photograph sitting there listening to John Dramani Mahama and a few other important NDC people as well. Okay. Hey, Fiavi is here. Fifi Fiavi Kweti. Okay, he sits next to John Dramani Mahama as President Mahama is still scripting something with other people in there. Operation 94% is what the NDC is hoping to collect from Central Tongue, or I believe by extension in the Volta region, the stronghold of the National Democratic Congress. Another photograph of John Mahama addressing the crowd. Now, this is the better position. I mean, Ghana's democracy has come very far. In 1992, you wouldn't find Ghanaian police by Professor Dubois as the opposition leader. You won't find it. But today, the Ghanaian police are protecting the opposition leader and protecting the event and making sure that the event goes well. That is the essence of democracy being accepted in our country. Let's embrace it. Let's hold it. That's the only way governance can work. That's the only way development can work. Those other things that Oliver, what's my friend's name? Bama, Baka, or that thing doesn't work. Those things you are calling for don't work. This is what works. If we need to do something, we can amend our rules. We can amend our constitution. We can change some systems. We can bring pressure on the systems to change some systems. But when you say we should throw it away and go and bring a soldier carrying a gun, your hair may be shaved, Oliver. Your hair may be shaved. Okay. All right. This is John Mahama's campaign in the Volta region. All of them hoping that there will be a return to the John Mahama presidency, something they say that they cherished between 2013 and 2017. That's an old man in a wheelchair who makes his way to the grounds just to see and idolize John Dramani Mahama. It will be a district pastor and a
district pastor. I was Deacon then.
Deacon. Natafono your wow church?
No, it's a old Tafu, a new Tafu area. The district, local Sando, Kitwa, better Holland. empire no a ɛwɔ no mu de to empire no.
Like intercessors and
yes, intercessors.
Is there a group of intercessors?
Yes.
Nana will lead you up. For the Pentecost Church.
Yes. Nti mua na ye prayers na ready be me in 2016. Former minister Anthony Akutose came there. Ti ye ne empire boy na ready be me na ka say 2016 umbenya aba no umbenya 53.40. Yes, I told him and he informed me and Napo.
He informed to me and Napo.
Yes.
Say so focus up here say you benya 53.
Yes. So
it want to me Napo be who ana.
That time no me come back. Ti ekoba asa no na NDC penny be so then ono ebe who me afio mo yes said then we have to do everything possible to attend that.
NDC penny be who?
Yes, which I'm not going to mention.
No, I don't even want you to mention it. We won't allow you to mention the name. But NDC penny be who said prophecy, no, you should overturn it.
Yes.
And then one of the most important questions we want to talk about today, whether it can be overturned.
So we
to be who that's an akasha.
Dear Nyamia no atro. And I told her it's very difficult.
Is it impossible and not difficult?
Very difficult.
Just saying.
Say overturn the outcome of 2020.
Okay, me Jawan, the best one, you know, so maybe I came, but me can be busy so. Who say a difficult no? Bible na ye kan. Yankopon small be say, Yanko can change so be no see ni fie. Eno no ko bom pai. Say na me ade we sisa no. E ma Yankopon sisa no e ade some years to his years. Enti e chese Yankopon hye bibia na obi si chi na say na broni beka no. He can change it. And I antisa.
Enye bibia na Mr. Paul bit me change. No. Untimi changing in our destiny, because that time in 2012 no everything that NDC did worked for them spiritually.
12 now can assist.
Yes, 2012.
12, okay.
When Jackson Park omutimi ma platform buya ohini bi efra pakam esua e wo de ka spiritually.
So assembly to akufado now can.
Yes.
And no campaign a platform no buya.
So Emma 2016 no NPP for ne da almost started say omu work spiritually no from 13 to 16 na omu de to aba
working ben and no work is.
Yes, nyame asem makwa na mintimi nkan Joseph Paul obeba be president ne bia out to hold mo now don sa show them different prophecy bia ba direction kan ho.
So 2-1
yes, into omu 2-1 mo baby a no makoye aduru no so no. Na what dane na intimi na what dane ebe ma oman no like ebe dane
say prophecy no say before say osoro be sini pise say ne be si no. Na just enkrofobia 2-1 na mo ana say Yakopon na te ho no ono aye interested in election ti ono ahwe say election ba Nigeria no decide say election we media ma Tinubu ana ote ho twen as a king in his throne ne obeba ne ho no a obeye supplication no ono no behu ne mobode amana na asana tia.
Yes, nyame is interested in politics. Nyame dey see him to him into be
so nyame gene ne yento abama no ahefo na nyame sisi no yento obo so aba enti wo ka say nyame is interested in politics.
Yes, nyame is interested in politics.
Abato politics.
Yes,
ana say ahensi politics.
I say abato ni nyina ya ahensi.
Abato ya ahensi de ba abato no ye nipa dodo asem na ye say.
E wo mu de.
Ba Yakopon de ono kwa
de na tu be nzu nipa ni so be nyame na ema
nyame na influencing kofo nipa na adwen no.
Se nyame nkan ya obi antimi nya ho hwe e yorado Yakopon na eka.
Is nyame beti aka na say o decide say na me bisa say decision time no time ben say you two one among na ya prayers na no dey decide na say ono a decide si ho na prophet do be catch them say owura Paul Adom Otchere daache Yakopon so be speaker of parliament na afem who say yes me speaker of parliament to ntia no pa bia say me kan Psalm 58 say the be a encounter na bem ana say say
prophecy eba one the odeba or no be catch a lot depends on him. Na my fans say half depends on who nipa.
What the nipa or the messenger? What depends on him?
Yes.
Only role here then.
A kwanya wo fa so hu ye nyame ene wo kan nyame ka asem kirewa e bre awrade nyankopon e ka kire Samuel se ko jesifie na kokosra nipa wo de ho akade ka ho wo kire no even na Samuel slompo se wo ko no so betimi ayi ni bibi be nyame kire no kwanya wo be fa so asabi obedru jesifie wo ene wo kire no ne onye so atase wo kire no ne onye aha nti awrade kire wudifo no de esa wo ye ema sabi onipa kro na onu nyame aka kire so wayi na mo oman no obeya ebebem
na sasa wudifo no nipa a nyakopon aka no asem se wonim no wontimi nya access to him say democracy eken oti kumasi ne say John Mahama na be wini o akra wonim no nya wadanfo wonim na danfo bia o ye wadanfo enya ade a obetimi enya no saa situation wo ben den na obeka che ne supporters and how ben den wetimi enya no question be say nipa e commission about no esese wo in commission for no uhia no one on one na
Let me say yes, let me say no. Let me say yes, let me say no. When I first prophesied about Dr. Bawumia, it was 2017. And so we say prophecy be by NDC will lose election, 6 consecutive election. And Helena Idris will be their savior. I was the one who prophesied.
NDC will lose what?
It says consecutive elections.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes, 6.
Let me say they'll be
Sir, okay, let's see.
Let's
wait and watch.
Yeah, watch it then.
Sir,
1, 2, 3, 6.
Yeah.
30 years I said now can
no.
So let's say 4 years, 4 years.
2016, 2020, 24, 28,
32,
36.
From 16 to 36.
Yes. Your platform is very big.
Oh, David,
and I can't watch that. I can't sit down.
Where do you need yourself? Where do you need?
And you
Ghana
believe me after
your party me.
Yes, you believe
now
me
after
after
one party
this
election. Lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
4 times 6, 24.
Until what? Or after this year's election.
Oh, now what should Korea with me yourself? What should Ghana Korea with me? Send your tea. And then don't touch screens.
There are some certain things that NBC have to do spiritually.
And son at the end.
Yes, and son will have power.
After the 6 now, I say, omit me at the 6
so omit me at the swa. It depends on. Said just womunya obi a.
Na sa kwanya no ho omit me at the swa na sa kwanya ho sa.
It depends on womunya o manamu.
Na sa wosi nyame aka.
Enyame nko ni nipa amabe.
Matia say wosi nyame aka. Nti nyame aka asa.
Nyame aka. There are some instances be on ma esisia. Ti Bible so nyame akoma. Ohina akoma da nyame pensem. So what I say. Ena nyame ye nokofo ni mobrunfo se po. Se woyi ade me ehime bia mebufu ni ehu. Na wunya tema ekọ no nyame ni dun kutudesre na then
it's 6 defeats here okay because NDC are
and it's on Ghana web who at that time
Ghana web please find it for me
also be back 51.3 2020 but could be and against that time prophecy also be back they are deceiving what mama and who to me holds the keys. I was the one what that time yes 2020 no na me for me picture ma
now me for picture
yes na me ma bia omo dey sorry ne bibia na omo fa picture
is it of how that's what Pentecost he man
no say ade me amateme
into what's your friend saying
Charisma Temple International Ministry the last time you did my video here
and 2023 you know
yes
primaries now share
yes when
na primaries I share who so for sebe utin you
maintain
there be we say Bawumia benya 64%.
Yes,
you can ba no nya 62
plus
na nyankopon no ni mass a nyankopon ka 64 a o ka 62 wo san ka say obenya 13 regions e ba no nya 14 plus 1
say exams anka wo man say
they say nya wo na me mark wo nyankopon no kasa fa wo mu no na me mark no na nyankopon so de onye mistake in the way no ase kire say wo say obenya 64 obenya 62 they will say when you 64 by when you 62 who say we need 13 we buy on your 14 just say NC super pepe. Into prophecy Rebecca say ebemu and I say ambem.
Yeah, ebem to me ebem. But Mr. Paul, it was one of the toughest or hardest work ever. Apart from going to many Goka election.
Would you go now?
Yeah, I did everything.
Everything means what?
Yes, spiritually.
Spiritual, I say.
Yes.
Is that an open?
If the election was
Saturday
held
on
Friday, and Kagoka was the one who was going to win the election. I tell you, you can.
The day no so society.
Yes, I turn everything.
What power?
I was in Cameroon, yeah. Home a little, but
Cameroon now we're there.
Meko ye program.
It will take Cameroon.
So
and Kumasi Sports
yes,
Stadium.
Andy called me. Say
Andy.
BBI koso ewo say. Then me ba Ghana. So
who fi Cameroon no buy?
Yes, me be drew Ghana. Ti ebra me catch so ma me hwe samples no ma age. Abana so Goka and that time Adom the likes of which na nti me hwe mu na na mu say abano day no mbeto election in favor unto me. Day. Yes, Friday no spiritually. Say to abano Friday is one can win to me. So now just 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I called and my name is Chama your conference. When I'm catching Chama, I say abano. A radio catch me say you better abano Saturday. That Saturday no was so for the ZDM say who confirm kakra. Me say Chama that says the Lord.
Saturday a date that now.
Yes.
Date there Friday.
Yes, Mr. Paul mo try so beto no Friday. So I mean kase me Germany ken so beto. In nyensu tolerance ken so beto ana BBC to abano na ko Saturday. So Thursday morning, then Andy called me with Mele Boadu Mama for former FDRC MP. We did a conference call and Andy Chama and Kachem said, Nyamin said, oh, my son, so much in Banako after Saturday and Kachem so on that. Nyaminti, obey you near Bano, or more a bear 5 ballot boxes. But I could pen a good cup of Ben, be a beck coming in a BN call. That was it.
So, how can you? You should say any masofo. And I said, be an induce in Malam. Somehow, came dear. Luke chapter 5, Matthew chapter 6. Now, okay,
Prophetic and now, seven.
Sister Friday,
yes, be being one man with God, all things are possible. Be being one man, Mr. Paul, open say. Nyame mawa untimi nyame emodemo timi ya dinina.
Okay, but I remember back to 2016 it's 53% now catch here to Lokoto saying
yes
may he rest in peace. Why na catch here what's in the saying dayemu anasa wo kan Bible na ba ya na
Mr. Paul me obi a me nya botre bompa me obi a me ye dem nipa senye se me koya sorry a wo hu me e wo abonti ana bibi
Bible
yes bompa ye me nya botre nyanto bo ase bompa ye twen nya
na wo moti abia ya omodo be kasa na
moti me moti ada
it's in Bible na hwe in frame
David
Bible trodo
bibi na moti ade ohun ade a ohun eduru say ye were realms every ewo hoduma sebi for such a man of God do beka se bia ohun ade ko achi ni moti a Ghana de won't me mfa moti a mekata obi ti se me ame papa Victor Kusibuati so he is my spiritual father Reverend Dr. Isaac Zubempamo so no
mbisa wan kasa osofo wo MPP ni ana
no David
na NDC ni
I said don't get aba me be share Hong Kong it was on Kesben FM so obetri obetri mo and you can meet a platform I did the obetri abusa speaker of Kesben FM a bra mokoto I did everything for them to become a national chairman.
So what say you did everything
Yes.
everything
idea who say yes I will bomb pie sebi nyame de nyame ankasa na yesu no
I na wo choose so bomb pie ma yamin but one bomb pie mo for some of and then I will yes I
de me hu ye na me beka
Nti wo say say no get a bit of example.
E me catch obetchi ni mu e wo Kesbian FM baby a obetchi ni mu. Then that breno is Mr. Speaker of Kesbian no or doubt input say said the make us obetchi ni mu no make us be obi beat no the obetchi ni mu be green it
Papa nya ni say be cruise ba.
Yes, it's happening. Yes, evo baby auntie. Wonya abotre nya ntobo ase atwe nyame ni mpom ayenko am sapo nyame kasa oti nyame ne uhunya nyame pese otre
You Mati, you have text messages so before I go to the next level to ask him the strong direct questions. I'm better now. Remember who's been pounding him
na me nim person but me catch the radio say radio ba me yet so no na Reverend Victor Siwati.
Oh, what's happening now, boy?
Yes, and me shall say bo Reverend Victor Siwati home pie and a radio nyankopon e connect ni ma me of farm send ba. Na me papa bin panso home pie na radio nti me papa Victor there I know him personally kon feel bomb pie ma me dey also but papa ben padie na me hu say that but spiritually no obia owe ni bia hu sebi obia wo mi support dia obe ya na uni papa so yo so anso bomb pie ni hu said the city say enye easy say that time Dr. Bawumia contest na a whole big men of God na bracket wa masole aka say omugu ni wo baby adwon wo Yesu di na nya adwuma na say ni na obi enim say enya ade se befa be Awurade Nyankopɔn di mu nyame asɛm a waka ɛwɔ awie bro ni say nya obeye mabuno wonya bre to bo ase hyedem twan wɔ no nyame anim a Awurade Nyankopɔn edi wuduru bunu mu nti anya me nwanwa sɛ nyame ekoyi kyerɛ papa na na nyame ma papa ne hu sɛ me kan asɛm na odidi awura na obe challenge a wani betimi egu ase.
It's up to now. What's your
Yes, last Friday I met. Last Friday was the first time.
Yes. Me the man for pan. Me feel is sleep. And I do a punk rabbit me no.
Yeah, me man Kushia. Oh, a very humble man.
Which I also been by if you are watching us. Good evening to you. It's been a while. I'll come to the house and then we can eat Friday ham. Also, if you go higher in the kitchen and find Friday ham, fine. Hey, also for some of their baby. Okay, well, many text messages. Let me start with you, Patty.
Okay, so Yawa wants to know. He says, please ask him if it's only politicians he sees in his visions. And then Alexander Sefa says, Paul, please ask the prophet if the NDC come to him, will he turn things for them or it's done deal for NPP? Now, Master Planner Jr. from Kentampo says, NDC losing 6 consecutive elections means Ghana will be great. NPP all the way. Nana Daku says, you're a prophet and you have no power on your own, but through Christ who gives you the power. So I don't expect him to say anything. Maxwell also says, Paul, why is this surprising you? NDC's party have no good policies for Ghanaians. And lastly, coming from Francis Bynes, is that plan of Isaiah's prophecy to Hezekiel was already in the plan of God. So God didn't change his plan, but God was acting within what God already knew. Angelo.
Right. Okay, so Prince Scott McTominay Opoku says, politics and religion are the same. People follow these with all their passion and life at times. So interesting parallel. We have Wise Man saying the voice of a prophet will manifest deep mysteries. So we have quite some deep mysteries manifesting. Prince again says intelligent prediction and he says prophecy. Safiu disagrees, saying, may this prophecy come through. Now, Shadrach and Balaam says, 6 elections in a row, that doesn't just seem impossible, but also it will not be fine for our beloved country, democracy. He says, ask President Akufo-Addo. Where do you see that, Shadrach? Anyway, Annette.
Yes. Someone called Glucose Care Ghana is concerned. He says, why are all these prophets mostly from Kumasi? And they are all kind of fair in complexion. Why is it that way? And Anasari Echampo also raises a concern and says, these prophets actually never speak about the ills in the society, but it is always about elections. Why is that? Samuel Deborah says, Paul, we really like your program, but bringing these men of God to your program is actually very wrong. They actually just do predictions and not any prophecy, because we do not have any prophets in this generation. And lastly, Demfua Jennifer says, oh, this man is a leader of the new breed of prophet that God is raising. I followed him for long. Let us watch out for him.
Also, for people want us to be adding English, to be doing a bit of English so they can follow. So that's the text message I'm receiving. So we'll be doing that.
I will
Okay.
try.
So now, back to 2016.
Yes.
So wait, if a prophet prophesies, because this happened in 2008, that Akufo-Addo was going to win the election, and Akufo-Addo doesn't win the election, is he a false prophet?
Not really.
Not really saying. The Bible identifies false prophets.
Yes, so therefore we share common name is false prophets.
So now that you are telling us, you will be telling us about 2024, but when you tell us and the thing you say doesn't happen, you are not a false prophet.
I will never fail in any prophecy. Mark it.
You, or Kusiapia,
Yes.
will never fail in any
Never,
prophecy.
Never.
Because you are God?
No,
Because you are God?
I'm not God, but Paul, yes, I'm the kind of sakeke. Met me a can't choose it. After Kodia and John Boadu election, so
Yes.
a certain man called Yamua, Williams Yamua, came to me and says, Opposite who 2024 election. So I say it's going to be Dr. Bawumia. Met me a can't say my tour Ghana bear 4 or 5 times the whole country, big cities in every places. And yes, be a metiakeke, they be a me can sakeke. The things I was saying yes spiritually be a no po, Mr. Bo, and that the at the inti, and yes, be a say me, yes, be a me.
Okay, let me come back to that. We are Christian. You are Christian.
Yes.
That's about me. We saw a Muslim. Entino Christiani
I think
Bompire.
Isaiah 45 verse 1.
Oka Cyrus, Anna.
Yes.
Cyrus. Cyrus Asem now, okay.
Yes.
That even though I have not known him,
Yes.
I have made him strong for the sake of Jacob, my elect. And Asem now, okay. I am who's Asem.
Yes.
Into a quite baby says Cyrus, then, Anna.
Yeah, until obi ye kramuni and obi ye Christoni, no, it doesn't matter.
Into Dr. Bawumia is
Nyame
being
pɛ
blessed
akoma.
for the purpose of some Christians.
Yes. Nyame shu obi o wa akoma pa.
Akuma Pama or mine.
Yes, Emma wa dwen papa mo ma. Obi a on pɛ no. Nyame pu obi o wa akoma e papa. Enti enye ne bi a me beka o. Na me beka asasem ne ento na na do second term aba no.
Oka say Bawumia be win.
Yes, but Dr. Bawumia will succeed Nanado. No, that was 2017 or 18.
They to second term
Yes,
2020.
and when I'm back, say Nanado Benya 51.3 on the second term. Me and two sir.
It is 2024 Bawumia say.
Me guys why you who do my crowd can handle that.
And I can one percentage.
Me kind 50.9.
Oh, 50 points. Me who 50 obi that send me 50.98 bi no.
50.9, yes.
90 and 98 and then the
50.9.
0.9 BB.
Yes, 9 BB. You wrap up 51%.
Why the catch it?
Let me amount the difference and everything. There are some of things I won't mention it on air because of
It is say assembly our can see way. Let's say what them here. Raja Mahama Madam Fupano, we are going to be sending a text. No one sending me a text say, Paul, please let me see Reverend Usiapia. I'm a catch also. John Mama so just me found brand new fee. Yeah, upon program and then my driving behind you and I want them at so John Mama fee and Pony and Pony at Nas. Now I'm catching a Mr. President, Paul Usiapia and I'm going to be come back. No jam corner come but no catch us also. Daniel D. Mammy. Bibisa.
Mr. Paul, baby, I drew it there.
Are you late?
It's too late.
It take a time ban and cabin.
It's too late.
Time ban san and kaya cabin, madam.
And yet, time cry. So,
Activity.
And
I think call ye BB
Mr. Paul, maybe Biana higher crown meka say and now but yet to abani we are wadam for no kwana memo lead me akon ho na ma kire say we ni and na we ni so na to yi entwe and na we so no de no to so hand his own people
no want to go for bi so enye
they will deceive him
sao
Mr. Paul yes me kasa kekeo this
election
is going to be one of the most complicated and what hardest election. Adeng. Yes, after the declaration, something will happen, which I'm not going to mention it on air, but I have informed Pennyphobi say BC. Mr. Paul, and it's going to be 9 regions against 9 regions against 7. But the one who will win the 7 regions will win the election because he will have all to the popular
more votes.
Yeah, more votes.
See, can be also back we need 9 regions.
9 regions.
Now back we need 7.
7 regions.
But the way we need 7, no we win election. 7 Ashanti, Eastern, Northern.
To say
only regions in the Naya.
To say they are now Obubosu. The obey we need Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Michigan, Ohio, Chicago. Who will win what USA election? Same as the one who will win Ashanti. Eastern, the tribunal regions and central region Ghana.
The way we need Ashanti, not the way we need central. Yeah, sure.
Oh, say the only penny sooner, and you know,
as I'm okay, they are not sure.
Oh, so they
the way we need Ashanti, no. Say, but we need central.
Yeah, you will call me.
Call it the Mekolo, Papa, Mekolo, she. You were having a resource that Mekolo did which are to say, remember, could see appear the tape, you best 8th December, the 9th of 8th December, people tape. Sasama could see appear. Can I say, Sasama can bend there any now? Any body, any Ubina.
Some Bobo USD will be actual. You were bet once. I send my cousin, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Chicago, Corona Mabo Boston. And I make us on the obey winning states. Only be winning my election.
No one nipa kroye except say nipa mi no baba ko baba
is that almost 2 years why be won the obey win hono then
you na say no in America the states na abobodi no omo friend the swing states and they deciding until obi anim say unya win Pennsylvania, Wisconsin and some swing states they are say states in 52 say achichem e be a red Republican for there e be see a Democrat for na e be a honey the honey states and the obey win no win until say oh boy honey states na aka say you will win when they named that. Said you will win Pennsylvania and a honey bee. This year, call the Democrat, and this year, call Republican. Until you bring a count on Nobina. Tell you the end of the day, or Ghana, and any be sir. But yes, you was central region, and maybe a west
swing.
And no see a swing. But Ghana, no swing, nobody will lose us. I'm away win election.
Mr. Paul, being cassette, say, Dr. Bawumia would do when voter rating, which for Nanado Cravos Obey appreciate.
Greater Accra region.
Greater NPP will lose Greater.
NPP will lose Greater Accra.
But it's very slim.
But it's very slim.
Yes.
Now Central region.
NPP will lose Central region.
NPP basically will need Central region. Near Kosui.
Yes.
Now only Professor Jenna no Poko What's in Inca?
Mr. Paul.
Oh yeah, John Mahama running mate.
Mr. Paul. You know, I came out and prophesied about Dr. Bawumia's running mate, and I said it's going to be Napo.
It's not everywhere. Down for Napo since 2016. I was down for. You guys all prophesy about Napo.
And I said, "Oh, I am a home. I'm the castle, Betty Mampenina, we are Madame Funtinam Becassa."
There be any matter. I said, "What you say? You are down for Napo. You are down. But what I saw MP before, only more close contacts.
I mean, I said, me and this way.
About boy, I mean, this on
me make us say NDC way because Abuabia did the Kobebiana because Mr. Paul, one who say NPP ni will be a same commama NDC ama NPP ni 18 tender. But when a brand Becca said Sebi, Resi Educatia Benya, Pablo Benya, Nabisu Benya, we every bar near you. And Kasami Dandama, and used to my prophet, and let me tell you, me mommy and this in power, and then I could say Central Region. They are very close. Me mommy NDC meetings, everything. And me no, I'm doing what the Lord wants me to do. And the American also, if we nyame, and why do you say be a say because threatening me me book me papa krama ameti and as will be at but the American say Mr. Paul and the baby say and na me busy one. And after the election, this election is going to expose a lot of prophets.
In the second Bawumia choose Napo as the running mate. And I choose me as running mate and Kayin in Ibiuana.
Oh no, some men can say you. Answer me, member out to make us say, I'm sure my bone fire. I hear who because na podia no nyese Mr. Paul me be kan na sakeke and I started say there was na in susun bia empire o se bo bia difo bia wo na dia ko bia oye enye bibia na me kan kwa ho nti ye bibia o se ye bia nti na nipa beble pre ni nyina no na me ka kire mpanifo bi say o say ni be si and that almost when me out because we say movement TV, we say yes, it happened.
I see.
See, and yes, be a minya botre a year minimum after Bawumia, the minimum
after Bawumia, the wedding present who
yeah, I have professor on about it, which I'm not going to say on this platform. Because NDC had a lot of things or a lot of work to do before they will come back to power.
NDC?
Yes, and they have
a lot of spiritual work.
Yes.
And then there are some years
when Papa Usubempa started what? Talking about it, no, almost fine. I go.
Catch them or has said, BBS CBI, Mahama, no, a very difficult as
never and ever become what? As president of this country.
Yes,
me no, Mr. Paul, maybe Biana, Sabi Mekan. Say Omu because of me, you know that because of me, Tina, so be about Sebi appointed by Krasni November, be Entina ma Papa Ben Pabecas. So be an idiot, deal. What I say, if me my Becca say me figures at you, and to Babecase for me Becase for Adom Otchere a bit too quaint. Now, Obi so Babeka said, "For Adom Otchere be too quiet. Ebina dey be mu why na say with it." Yes, on our more specific. Me bow to me become maybe am the figures back. And I'm through to lend your mom say, "Okay, ye ballot to out there. A diff one asem come more mama near you know. Me nim baby ballot to ma Bawumia. E be mertina o channel a same seat. Me ba be kan ballot to November mo baby a Bawumia beda. So better three, so better two, yes, so better four, so better yes.
Who named that?
Yes, and omo na ehona efiya. Then we will know say ebimu sebi.
Onti bia. Catch say ballot there, enyam ballot better second and better 10 na bem there. Any also for now.
Enti na me see say cemetery platform here.
But someone can be better.
Yes. Oh, say Etiyo, eno bema aha. Wintimi me ase, wo no je wo die ni di. Say there wo can law school ya Mr. Paul wo call you. Sebio bu nyina bia mu cha pepepe. Baby am kokoto a. Ena mo hu se sebi e bia me kura no, me say obi phones wetimi to charge me am mako free.
Ampa.
So what
it's been happening, sir.
But you will never and ever come out and condemn your colleague. No ye sebi lawyer, which it's ya omrano. Enti se nyame nipa etimi yesa na ase obu e Kristo suma na Kristo Adom Otchere bi ekuta obi nso enuntia because nyame amfa ma nipa ba ko enti na me so me throw challenge Paul channel ni hopefully wo de wo ye ready anytime bi abra now wo de wo na so abe okay votes no because the last time I you can call to me I said 2020 say one baby 2 500 and something thousand votes. This one I can write it on I'll be to the national security and president, which I'm not going to show it or say.
So you have a trauma, say.
Yes.
Number say in the bed,
yes.
votes difference.
And those who are contesting, something will happen to somebody in 2 years' time. And I'll write it for you. Being
those who are contesting presidency.
Yes.
Mahama Bawumia, Alanchama.
The last time I saw Reverend Ospin, I told him, I make a chain and then no opponents.
I say, me no, me essentially. And can person me nyasa Adom Otchere ni dia den na ya bit me.
Me so me person be to say we lawyer. Antina na me man go school but me nyame adoma teacher until we them to me Cambro kakra. That is why me Mr. Paul.
No one go school suppose.
Yeah, I was very brilliant guy. Next can if you.
No say JSS dey we be my community.
Maybe JSS.
No say you go school. Now ka say one go school.
Na JSS me JSS abe tina baby out.
There we say we be like Cambro.
I make what
SS no one call.
Man ko SS.
Tika free SHS wo sa abe na ka ko.
Mr. Paul can be am no why lawyer.
Free SHS am bantem dia.
Hadi papa.
Asemo. Into we say in commission is 2024 election na be to December 7th. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia be.
It's done deal. It's still.
Hey,
it's settled.
Asem KCSA.
Yes. Bawumia oh there is a boy I do home. The obi e no kuku mbi obi e yo. Also mo e hye nkoma mama na yeso mu di agro. Oma kunu mo ka. I'm not doubting.
Na Yakobon onya ba kwa no yi bibi kire no yi something different actually another prophet.
Na instances be bless you Bible. Ya many prayer call ku sebi na ohina Fred before be 400. Wouldn't say this year pan na before be hye nkoma mama. Yes. And this year
I'm going to scripture 400 no nyina.
Yes. Say oh, omu nyina say, "Oh ina yanko, ye be pu ma fu ma japade this year." That is why I'm telling you this election is going to what? Expose a lot of prophets. Even 2016, we blessed na woman na man na adunya amede o ma se omu bu afu. This year election, no no be abehu ne bobre. What I say because the bimu kra din kata so. Me and the woman say this is going to be my last election prophecy. Yes, the threat and everything.
That's why Professor 6 echo in.
Oh, send them my account and my account.
It's Urajo Mahama no say ba ne say ya wo kan ba me say when we need 2024 year. Emrano man ho kwan e ma ne san gina biom 2028. Unim esunsumu no be gina na so.
He won't contest that.
He won't contest.
Na aba we be kum ne kra. Ne se be kuno.
Matthias.
E be shino. Because they will sue you know and unim. Yes, prophecy is attached by direction. And after direction, you know, there are some certain things that you have to do. What I say, and yes, I catch that will say, Mr. Paul, be lawyer now, or say, go school, what say, quiet. It won't be possible, right? And Dr. Bawumia is doing campaign as if he's an opposition leader. And right? And the only thing, and near maybe I never had no, near maybe one man, never had do I know my testimony one security for this. And that is why one trusting Nipa, one fan, one to Nipa. So, but I say, it's not about say, we na oko, now I say speakers, no abonum, blah, 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 blah. That's all. No, do the needful.
The spiritual exercise.
Yes.
And no here power.
And no, na anamo no physical no. Say the Bible say flow suboni you any abrasu be sin ne. Osro ahini ni mo ha de do e fa ne be eni den so. And yes be about yeah so be wi na sebi and no anu no anai. After me free there are a lot of things I make in Ashanti region. I will snatch 2 seats for MP.
Ashanti.
Yes.
That's the MPP on Kuta Bebre.
Yes.
Now side you two are capable.
Yes. So omu Ekuta 43, right?
Na snatch 2 seats ya okay. I say why parties and visa. I say why you
no, sir.
Nyakopon can't say I'm going to snatch. Nyakopon asma say cause snatch seats
your
baby.
Yes.
Nyakopon asma.
Maybe we say Mr. Paul nipa na ba no ho sisi asem mo na. Me nipa na ba no.
Me bisa say Mahama ba say bo na wo say yele.
There be o say no there me no there be start here ne me simu dada. Nti me meka ade
say no wo osofu kusi apa wo Bawumia side.
And yes, I'm on the side. Send on the Yamia yet, them so on a bidi mampany and America. Yes, I'm on the side. A de Yamia to one more being to me, Panyamia. So what I say, no, we
didn't this for Munjai campaign and someone.
Oh, there be so much of when you been to see or mono canon one soon says about me and Sunya campaign. There be. But about I can't just 3 months, but which are Breno.
About on I got on. Who shared the way about on Tinia, Bonifant statistics now. A favor NDC more. Be saying, say, Ghana since 1992, every 8 years is a son, a bino. And now Kufado, and a kaka crabby uncle or breaky sardine, a kind of 25,000 went me. As a Kunya saw 25,000 in 2008 and cost a son sardine. But when to me as a Santa, and I put my super take a CSA, or no one to me and you'll be making sure send a vice president to beat me here because no name say, a idea, a doable. But into this time, the way into no, Oshasa Tibiana, what you say, 8 years, 9 people, 8 years now. I must say, you know, almost here, until trying to break the 8. Almost here another 12 years. I BC that into which would be an on one. What you say, NDC, if you buy NDC. Number 2, about one my deepa, I'm a I'm a sign na ye nipa no say I dey amansan and fire wo na we aban and I saw hwe so and de bia na nyoma koso afi ansa na eye nyoma start say ye better kakra bi but about no bre aso say about no ye bia next year November there ke beti maka say between now and next year November ura Anthony Dr. Bawumia wo committee boma on beti aso we because the start ye kra utimu say omo peja o man no but at time musa enya de a man for no beti omo botom say Mohammed Amin Anta, a finance minister and Dr. BBIC. Maybe they be see there, but they see March. Satania to Abana. It will share economic situation now. They got to Abana and also favor in this. In the same, no, Sandy man me no. I can say me no we favor in this. A sign, yes, break the 8 na bem. Now I say, oh, about only Aquaria 12 you be trouble one first round of about maybe we near. As all tiny passes say, I'll bet you I say, also for see up here, they are 7 on the keke. So what's your CS?
Yeah, Mr. The Okanasi is that boy, I saw any David. Why not I think in your Bufunopa?
So David.
But Dimina and Yamaka say,
or say David is a man after my own heart.
Nti nyame bu fu MPP se de we a okay bi enipa be di atemo be sapo ye beto awie o mbehu se na nyama honim ne ma adwen na be ka na emum ame nyame adwen se
na Nyankopon no se bi o
bisa
ma me bisa Nyankopon
o man mu ayedin bode bu ayedin be sapo me okuma se yana se me tuka ko suta imu kotobo ye de bo me back crab ya sorry me who say yes what I say
phone live soup I hope ma say 40 cedis akra 170 intimate
yes enti busa won say obi ewo kuma say offense echi na oyi 20 cedi na owo fufu na o ka say dollar ne elia oni dollar ne say
nim dear but
me pese me koda aspect
and me na me said there
me campaign asonfo bi eye campaign I don't want to go there na me
so that can nyame asem na ojina so
me ka say Paul Saul any David Saul there what the name egu so obeba for there ama ono tiasfo nyankopɔ e man ni nyina be gina hono there were agitation bebre nipa there and who said no, my minion be said the Omakuma beto. And oh, yeah, let the dabble my anymore, but 6 to 6 a pound, Samuel man, and no boss, or boy, and then just a minute, and a Samuel by. What's it? Oh, dear, my minion soon knew was a poor wedding question, as a man cafe, and I may be you and me in a case. What I say, but David did you. David the timia hama obi adia eyenya me ti wade pa na se sebi okonbe de obi yire we de ne ko anompo o hini mu atimi tempo mu sebi no ohwe sebi awarefo na ne nyinaa mu no watimi amma agye baako yere etimi asa aka sɛ fa wei kɔ nipa ɛko ɛsmasi ntɛm haneɛ mu no nku no sɛ deɛ bɛyɛ a metimi awa ampa ɔyɛ ne nyinaa nyame hwɛ ne nyinaa asfrɛ ne nyinaa ti nyame se David ɛyɛ mako wobɛgye nyame ho wonte ase ebi a wadwen bɛyɛ wɔ sɛ sɛbi deɛ ɛkɔ soro no nyame nsa afiri MPP so nti na ebi ɛkɔ basa but Mr. Paul me menya abotra atɔ Ghana paa but me kako wa na asebia me kobo na na do abaso which I will not do that because said the sika say ya na bia me call bia school bia woni senka me ko anke me do actually papa yes because my start up teacher say chire ma there because me person ko me ko abotre ni ade a ona utumu say unko school who din ko ma obre so ese me teacher na face me start me nya invite me nya ma make me akoya asore wo that alone ati wade ba ko na ese NDC e de ka free SHS no moment yes Professor Mills did something with TP Joshua spiritually and what he did and who said na MPP for ne de ade foforo be kata free health insurance which is free SHS. And Professor Mills by and on Subeka said, May and 110 premium and one kind of psychic. There was a spiritual direction that we did with a certain pastor in Nigeria, right? And now, or this side, a Chiwadian Nasa, someone or kind of mood. Said, maybe a member why a 110 premium
insurance,
health insurance. What I say, and or can at least they know, see, can't a 7 sebi. What not a nurse cassa a row. Skin one who said sebi eni nyame abosu ewodi no obi epetumi adia ti eduru baabi who say nanado enso kasa 2016 e free 2013 14 won mo ban na wase mesrem mo nso menhwe mesrem me pamocho tio de wa na wo he papai ni tebia na bosu na niema bi nso akoso spiritually ama nkrofo bi aye ade bi which that brand there me family who nim bebre because nkrofo asabre na they were ahead of me enti that time no o kase mo so me hwe mesrem mo ma me kwan na nipa afa ne say a license to keke because na omo dia ya agudie but na ewurafo ade a papa ne ye free SHS no the day a wo de ye no is about na na do you obi akeka na mampani bi akeka enye saade na no aya they a wo ye no sebi ancestors everything the spirit of the nation has to
as of years
yes
education
yes at all na ebi mu on Mr. Paul there a hard one say me mako baby a sebi buzi akromat manante o nyese me kasa keke ade a wose o mu ye pa ade achiwade kasa asem no ana saade na de ban no o mu ntimi what I say if you go mutimi kan saade e de achiwade kan na mampani mama be kan sebi to say memma first term students akọ tertiary free na ke BBC but we say eye sebi obeka asasem so obema asem emu oduo but we say ntimi nwuro obi akomu bisa won say di entia obeka asem memma menye esgracia enwura nipa akomam edi entia enti eniema bebre na ekoso wo behu say o kasana ayesize vuvuzala bo nwu prekope na eko obi anti biem aye nipa sunu dede biem no obi fa de ni kosi wo obehu so okay de wo be si aka no asem no obehu so
nti kwa so say spiritually no President Mahama boy juma be so ya na
I think his presidency is over. That is what I'm saying. Not really. Minim said if we be asem koma man say omo to omo so ye ho adwuma
me say abaya e ko to say nka John Mahama nye NDC candidate na ye obi foforo a ke be sesa na
God has informed me that a time will come that Haruna Idris will be president of this nation. This is not the first time that me can say me can ebra me ni Haruna say eda me but my can sabre no that time me be say come say be to Trump no na me can say Haruna will be their savior e wo baby a onye sabia o hana me beka
all of me power na man
nyame can't tell me that what I say into said Bawumia ba ya messy sweet MPP ni besi aba me sana Haruna ba me siso a MPP ni nkogina ho say me NDC no ben ye de honhom na nya me
Now they will say 6 elections.
yes
Say what do
Bawumia wi is that Paul who ni say
Bawumia be winning say na okay ya 24 28 obe wie 32
yes
wow.
Is that Paul?
For one party to stay in opposition side.
Yeah, God gave NPP 32 good years, but something happened in 1803.
1832, yes. 16.
Yes. You can ask, you can call.
So that's something that happened there.
Yes, you can call. I'm here. You can call Reverend Osubempa. You can call Prophet Vitoxiwati. You can call Jewedu. You can call Prophet Isaac Anto. This CS or my Nebusa will say. Ebra na nadu ewi ni aba no at the end in America
it was 32.
yes but something has happened and so mona akura no hu o makwan no mu ye ya then e hon na be ma alu na abo ewre
it is almost to be corrected there 32 no be restored
yes
on be san 32 and the Haruna number now be
6 consecutive election it is settled and sealed nobody can overturn it says the Lord
asema okay dear producer, please get me the young man who was talking about the video. He talked about 2 million people have been educated. The guy in the marketplace who did that video. Please let me know when you have it. Yo, also put there. This is about 11:26. 7 GS. You go to text messages near number. By that time we have the video. So, Fatih, you first. Please, what are people saying?
We have Dana Tipo say yes. He says he's great. He's following for some time. Lorinto Cody says, I want Cheddar to win. Very, very good. Okay. Safiu Fambali says, ask him about the parliamentary seats. Which party will get a clear majority in parliament? We have Clement saying Ashanti, Eastern, Northeast, Western, Central, Ahafo and Bono regions. He names 7 from Ahama. Very optimistic. Ramadan says, I love his composure, saying he's very, very composed. Nixon says, a true man of God, very humble and straightforward in his work. I wish to get to know him well and be his friend. Fred Uti says, Paul, please respectfully tell the prophet not to forget 1 Kings 13:1. He should not be saying so much lest the enemy gets away out. Who is the enemy? Anyway, we have Newton Boachi Adom says, he says, Paul, please invite Kweku Bonsam. Maybe he wants a representative of African traditional religions. I already know. Annette.
Yes. So I think that first to tell the prophet. The 6 elections, Honorable Haruna would be 99 years. Would it be possible for him to contest again? Alhaji Boxley says, Paul, I don't believe in such prophecies. However, what a man is saying is a fact and not a fiction. Bawumia will win these 7 regions, even and puts a surprise by adding another 1 region to extend the victory margin wider. Assalamu alaikum. Now, Godi Edujemfi has a long read. He says, Paul, in this country, spirituality decides everything, and there are different levels in the spiritual realm. And much depends on the level of the prophets and the direction associated with the prophets. Some of them use different powers from different parts of the universe. Sometimes the sacrifices are huge and not really meant for the faint-hearted. The repercussions, though, I don't know. You should kindly ask the prophet. I used to doubt these things, but I think it actually works now. Do you remember those accidents that were claiming a lot of lives at different parts of the country, with 75 people perishing in a single accident and more? There are even rumors of some political parties buying live cows and burying them at different locations to invoke spiritual favor. Master Planner Junior from Kintopo says, I like how the prophet is saying that it's too late for the NDC, and even if they call him to change anything, it will not happen. Are you ready?
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go over my messages again. Steven Nana says, hi, Paul. please invite another prophet who has prophesied in favor of the NDC to also come to the studio to balance the equation. Nana says this guy is great. I followed him for some time now and he is very genuine apart from the others. Nixon says a true man of God, very humble and straightforward in his work. I wish to get to know him well and be his friend. Alexander Sefa says the prophet is a true man of God because the kind of development the NPP is doing, if NDC comes to power, they can't continue and that won't help Ghana. Master Planner Jr. wants to know, he says, please ask the prophet for me, when will Black Stars win the World Cup? Nana Saria Champion says, Paul, let him tell us what happened at Asen North. Why didn't his prophecy happen? Wuntumi went there like he said, but they still lost. And lastly, coming from Alhaji Munir Abubakar, says, Paul, you're a great and wonderful man. Keep the good work you're doing. Back to you.
It's half an hour. Also for Parliament, 2024.
Yeah, I think one test message be Eka Asen of. What's the day it's over? I went to NGO TV and the professor said Chaso Poku will win NPP primaries or Winia Parliament. So after already it took more than some days now even Wirini meanwhile free my no grand crowd for to me but I told them say they won't well whom. So this is a biggest platform. There was a conference call which and we said Mr. Paul, Drew baby any so there's a manner of bang mama pa bolle a friend Jolo one Paul. Or any friend Emmanuel Paul. Any one Zach or contested bolle will you see. So they came to my office in Kumasi and said, I send off no koyesa a Bema 2024 election or more Ebrano, PBR. And a platform they should come and offensive parliamentary candidate for NDC, which friend Vincent, any Asen of organizer no, and then a conference code. So I told them when we have a facility.
And
they should come, yes.
And it happened.
And now Chazo Poku at 7 and ye Bibiana Mecano like Mimi who said, I said. My back out of a cancer, maybe cry no on Paul, it be a it be a crime tanku, angel. Oh, so for your Becca say, Metana senior minister, maybe there. What's the way forward? Meanwhile, end is the phone moment, a baby home. And now, me start to get one who say, and this penny be sebi about to sometimes they are no person provoke me. There is going to be a certain time I be a once the videos be say. Prophet be cancer nanado aban ho be show be ewo near day. I can do say because I mean and yes Mr. Paul make us na you. I'm not arrogant. Everybody who knows me said in the city and they were forming pem ho asem near day. Enti asin of saying a happen here. Offenso South parliamentary candidate omo friend Vincent NDC for pa omo emusan said no ba ya o ka asem here. Zach our contested or bolle Emma Ulusima bolle MP no our mama busi and Musa. As I'm talking now, me better make us be a say Mr. Bo so more and no more answer. Me make us say I say ni pepe kwan say be cry na e be a say but I won't allow it because the first food is not the food. The second food say obey what you say be CPM na e be as a young man. Na obema me credentials ni baby a senior me di medru wadu meja because when it happens my Kevin to me di matemo but mo amu the course underground none of them came out to defend me and I was sad and I said oh okay mo refi say mo premise ni way say course na say na mo kan dia any then
also na chance one no go for NDC for kakra.
And yes, I'm a boy fool, but who say, Mr. Paul, who say, Obi with me the even education background, even the air time Quran say, even Omutimi Quas, Okope, social media, Santinia Boa. Some of them who say, Yanso infuni ade ben etimi eha wo mu ni ade tse my records o de enyimi ni eno nkyerɛ sɛ utimi me tribe na utimi ka sɛ santini aboa masin na mbetimi a yes ade o sɛ yes a sabi wo ani petimi gu ahome enti nyɛ sɛ me bo afu mo but you can insult me and tell me everything that you want to tell me. I'm okay with that. But to involve my tribe, my family, and we can ask them the land cruiser, but to me, where the woman to Jandam, I said, yeah. I know the woman take around and see me be great. So what I say, I know your brother, I'm yet to find out. Right? Nti mona mo kasa na bia me ko school ni bia they are shame no bia nke me directly and me tie they were me see it me express me ho nche say bia mabo ana me ye isa nti we sa na say what they
look it down on the person
whoa when I walk am ya bia me so me nya aboafo bia nke me duru say bia ba bia wodi na ma nya aboafo no bi kura na ba bia me duru no unnu man go school but nyaminti bi ampanimfo a me hu omo ne de ne ye no hu ntimi nye nti yesa eseme na matimi amama ya ade sei and offense South MP no and parliamentary candidate with Vincent obia ye din o ma now Nicodemus Wesley omo frewa no makato oh yes o nya abotre ye no bekasa say then moya no mo nkrofo na betro and what about a sin of okay and I'm actually they should come out and challenge me and almost say if they want us to provide videos and audios and yes say we nyame differ now we nyame pa because obey differ you have swear out of secrecy and everything e be possible no e was say papa oboni o yes wo moa and no na many for who so one no e and after the election they will trust me. Ombe unse sebi omo etwitwa anoma omo ne satawale no sebi when kotokone has I coming to pray last year omo di for ba akokofa bible bi no ochimu no se ma ama na be wi ni kotoko has be se kotoko so I was in Kumasi when some dignitaries which I'm not going to mention their names on air called me and Safu Jemfi Namiti wa tested me so what I help yes the legend
Black Mamba
and I mean news there to bro for the
Odina Yesusano o ma ye dede Zama like 4 good on say eh o Safu Jemfi e papa why ya dey masante koto
na so who the way end this ni now just any baby na ma
bet o beka o den ho na we
Yes. I came to Accra. We went to Kumasi. We do everything that we have to do.
But the game was played in Accra.
Yes, and Omoma made the plane by Hanum in Funibika. Then we do something. What we did, you know.
And then Marco took a winning.
Yes, make a choice.
2-1.
Oh, Safi came on and said it.
That's a husband first.
Yeah, Kotoko first. And I told them, say, Aqua. No be say we the be say enti na come in feel because has for me be
it is a game no na Mahama Bawumia election
yes
preparation
and no na ma me bufu some dem fi akwa country no akwa na agina ho say omunya ba bia ehye no call now he is still talking now no nearly 3 days he was insulting Prophet Victor Subuati, me and the Reverend Dr. Usubepa, which is very pathetic and sad because when in the panning yaji and it was a Yakojisika and he says uncle inti say Sikapa and he just say yourself go mama Bawumia Dianka who's upon go be a church but ye can be Nyamese Nyamese is upon. Me, I was a shoemaker, bam, Ghana meat. Me bad despite one of my bedabon, despite sauce, then he would draw on my be enemy. Inti Udru Seka, whom I say will be who's and for at Dawa. Adia, me kind and say Bawumia is going to have the best manifesto ever. It has happened.
Me saying the best manifesto, they say, who now say best manifesto, but it's
me. Suppose how our school there, why would you?
You bet me can't say good, or be can't say good. It's the best manifesto there. you'll be an agent.
It's a poor man can send me driving, so be in a pokra and almost say Bawumia and catch the person. Casama, Conco, my bet a bedroom. See, Mr. Paul, I quit Chin Bible, a second to then I did everything, and they all said that they must have food and a mobile park near the area, and a coyote to one. So, 7 of them can tell, say, and you pass my senior, say, so, and no one, no 1 nail. So mono edi for ne say and ya tim didie be say akoye a bank bi or ube hu say me hu say prophet Victor Zibu atian ba out abeka say wa wo hyen koma mama bia said I use profound words and now words bia any can say but bi mu baby e ko na yetan I say ye nyina Kristo ahenie no na wo de ba mu afan wo de amamu afan be me wo didie say de ne de bebem because we believe what we have done. Obedient to me overturn Dr. Bawumia victory. And 9th December, around 7:30 something p.m., Dr. Bawumia will be declared a winner of 2024.
9th December.
Yes.
7:30 something
yes,
p.m.
Yes.
9th December near Monday.
Yeah.
So the voting day is Saturday.
Yes. This election,
yes.
Oh dear, Mamma, try to be my natural too. Say ABC.
Area near church. So what my last word now for bumpire, man. As some I can cry Jimmy said.
They make a be a Yamia, you know.
Sir.
What's that? And is so be meaty problem much or not or can't asthma. Casa with confidence, meaning say what I'm saying. In Yame Raymond, Yaminas,
and the final word there.
Inti Zabo, final word, Mr. Radinian Kupoti, Yamese. Dr. Bawumia be the best president in the 4th Republic.
No, Dr. Bawumia just saying I'll go 2 terms and I 1 term.
He will get 50.9 in his first election. Write it down. And he will get the same figure as his boss got in 2016.
For the second term.
In the second term.
So no second term
be depreciate, but on the end appreciate.
Hey,
it will shock you. The election will be decided from north, and the votes that will come from north, NDC will start a new say. They won't understand. Something will happen, which I'm a man of God and I carry power, which I won't say it, but yeah, Nyamia say Nyamensa a woman.
I love your mom pie more mine and your
Nyamia soon be yeah. Mamenchia Ajia Samira Bawumia. Yes. Okunu ahimye ne dan ha. She is demigod.
Samira no okunu ahimye ne dan abeti so. Sa? Nti den na so.
Nye nipa keke sa.
Samira no.
Sa ne bia wo ne simple sa. Wo se wo sa akode yerida. Wo se sa akode aba. Wo se sa akode aba form eda. Tracy. Yes, no matter what we are there, you know, more ube so the back from Sana Yamia, Obedu on my son and Yamia, Odo Hopona, Oma Fonta. Obu also Ado Hopona, Sana Yamia, or Baby so Ado Hopona Bafo. Yes. Almost on your woman, oh, maybe I mean dealing with way Omako fan club will be say Ghana Hana and a woman dinner. A how be Jupiter and Mars. Na baby I do wakwanchire na kogukura interesting direction.
Is Samira na ka ho pa na ni ko be with.
Yes, Samira is a demigod. Yes, like JJ, you know, same spirit na wo ba ni mo. Same spirit. Obama first lady apunya no ne niem, and I don't want to say a lot of things because Oshobiase now, but wo de obehu nyame be ma na na fo ni amana mamu nyina be ho no yi. Bawumia hini mo.